Have you ever heard of a man who saved 669 children but kept it a secret for nearly 50 years? This is the story of Nicholas Winton, a man whose incredible act of kindness went unnoticed for decades. In 1938, as tensions rose across Europe, a young British stockbroker named Nicholas Winton was planning a sky trip. But when a friend urged him to visit Prague instead, he found himself face to face with a horrifying reality. Thousands of Jewish families, particularly children, were at risk of being captured by the Nazis. Winton knew he couldn't just stand by and do nothing. He immediately took action, working tirelessly to secure visas, travel permits, and foster families in Britain. He set up an operation that would later be known as the Kinder Transport, a mission to save children from certain death. For months, he contacted governments, pleaded with officials, and fought against bureaucracy. But despite countless obstacles, he managed to organize 8 train journeys, each carrying dozens of children to safety. By the time World War II broke out, he had saved 669 lives. Once the war ended, Winton packed away his documents and moved on with his life, never mentioning his heroic deeds to anyone, not even his own family. It wasn't until 1988, nearly 50 years later, that his wife found an old briefcase in their attic. Inside were lists of names, photographs, and letters from the families of the children he had saved. Unbeknownst to Winton, a British TV program called That's Life invited him to the studio under the pretense of discussing war efforts. But what happened next was beyond imagination. One by one, people started to stand. Dozens, then hundreds. The entire room was filled with adults who had once been the children he had saved. It was the first time Nicholas Winton saw the impact of his actions. A quiet, humble man, Nicholas never sought fame or recognition. But the world wouldn't let his story fade into obscurity. He was later knighted by Queen Elizabeth II, received the Order of the White Lion from the Czech Republic, and was honored across the globe for his selfless courage. Nicholas Winton passed away in 2015 at the age of 106, leaving behind a legacy that reminds us of the power of kindness. His story teaches us that even in the darkest of times, one person's actions can change the world.